Every page he goes through takes Youssef ONYALLA back to the past. These files around the room are archival records of Africa's youngest nation, records of South Sudan's history.
We have archive on tribals. We have documents on roads. We have documents on criminal cases. And then we have documents, a lot of documents that we have them here, intelligence and agriculture and education.
Thousands of archives can be found in these rooms. They're primarily British colonial records from the late 1800s when South Sudan was still part of Sudan. It gained independence in 2011. But for an independent country, South Sudan doesn't have a museum to store and display its own archives. And even though the collection started after 2005, most of the documents were stored in tents until recently. South Sudan's Ministry of Culture had plans to set up a Center for National Archives 7 years ago. But the war, which started in 2013, has halted any progress, just like with more or less anything related to development here. The storage place for the archives collected so far is a simple house with only one security guard. 4 years of civil war in South Sudan have displaced millions of people. And even prior to that, the region had been experiencing conflict for more than 20 years, slowing down, sometimes even halting the collection of archives. And with an illiteracy rate of 73%, many South Sudanese don't know much about their history. The man behind the project has selected some of the collection to be put on display. Many here say they're learning about their country for the first time.
These archives are teaching me about what has been written down. I'm learning my country's history. Anyone can read and learn about their heritage.
But preserving the archives is mostly done with help from donors. And as the work continues, discovering many details of South Sudan's past has to be put on hold.
It's true that the different outbreaks of conflict have caused some delays to the projects, and of course because the donors have to also realign their strategies for reacting to those issues. Normally when you find archives, they're in specific parts of town, and for an archives, they need a proper home. These documents are very fragile, some of them are over 100 years old.
Over 100 years old, but to Youssef and many others, they're precious records that must be protected at all costs and represent a country that has always been very fragile. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Juba.